Hi, it is Brent, and welcome back to another episode of What's the Right Shot. Today we are going to focus on the return to serve from the legendary Dick Johnson right here below the right corner in the deuce side. And we're going to look at two things. Number one, we're going to look at an inside-out backhand from the deuce court for the right-handed player. Pretty tricky, right? And Dick actually pulls this off nicely. I'm going to get in just a minute or so a little bit more about just a couple of cues, technique cues that might help you with this shot. If you're a right-handed player playing doubles from the deuce side, or if you're a left-handed player playing doubles from the ad side. But the one thing I love about this guy is that he's always looking to do one thing as my partner. And that one thing is to do nothing more than just try to make me look good, right? That's your whole job in doubles, is you got to make your partner look great. And certainly he does right here, gets a pop-up and a relatively easy put away right there in the middle. This next one, what I'm going to show you is, this is a forehand return from Dick up the line. Here's what I love best about it is, obviously he's not going up there all the time. He doesn't know whether Christian, who's in front of him, is going to be poaching or not. But he's just thinking, once in a while, if I get the right ball, not that I'm forcing this forehand return up the line, but if I get the right ball, I'm just going to play it up there. And you know what? If my opponent's there, fine and dandy. But if not, and it ends up being an outright winner, well, here's his response. It's just nothing. It's just absolutely nothing. Right? I mean, he's not one of these yahoos who goes out there and screams, "Come on, baby," and all this kind of trash talking. And if you know Dick Johnson, I mean, all he did was just go about his business. So, all right, that's kind of a side note here from What's the Right Shot. But other than, look, sometimes you got to go up that alley, and if nothing more, just to keep the guy from poaching all the time when you want to go cross court. So let's take this from the top again. And what I want to talk about is this inside-out backhand. And typically what happens is it's served right at you. And the thing you have to do is you have to get your shoulders to really get sideways on this, right? And if you look at Dick's shoulders right here, his swing path now is naturally kind of going back cross court. And he does nothing more than just present a flat racket face against the ball. Doesn't do a windshield wiper from left to right. He actually lets the ball kind of compress on the string bed and release on its own and just leaves the finish there, right? Nothing fancy. He just keeps the swing in line with the path he wants the return to go. And now he's coming in. He sees his opponent is not coming in. And I don't know, maybe he would have come in anyway, right? The guy volleys so well. But here's a standard forehand volley. Nothing more than setting the racket face behind the eventual point of contact, not reaching way out in front. And just like we saw recently with Chris Bennett with a backhand volley, he just basically lets the ball sit there on the racket, rebound, compress and rebound on its own. And now, look, I mean, we've got some great court position here. And he plays the ball right where the great my Abel, normally lobs this thing perfectly. But on this one, it ends up a little short and just, dang it, makes me look good. So what's your takeaway on this, right? What can you do to take this thing to the court? Well, the first thing you can do is you can work on your return to serve and have really soft hands on the racket, right? When you're returning serve, super soft hands, because no matter what comes at you, especially if you're a right-handed player on the deuce court, you're going to have to deal with this inside-out backhand return. And I'm not talking about a backhand return where the serve goes to the tee and you can kind of go over there and sort of chip it cross court. This is more when it's played right kind of directly in on you, right? And so this is when you've really got to have soft hands, because if you're clenching, you'll never get these shoulders to turn. You'll just end up kind of facing forward. And look, this is not to say that you couldn't, from this position right here, you couldn't drive this backhand up behind Christian into that alley. You could from right here, right? But if you don't turn the shoulders, you're never going to be able to do that right there. So, thing of beauty. And so that you can take to the court, right? And even on this next return to serve here, we'll see with the forehand, it's the same thing with Dick in terms of, he gets a nice full shoulder turn, soft hands on the handle, so that your reaction to, is it coming to my backhand or is it coming to my forehand, you can turn the shoulders and there you go, and swing towards that direction you want to go, that you want the ball to travel. Do you need to windshield wipe this thing and go right to left? You don't. You could actually come in here and just swing up into the alley, and I think you'll be okay. And then when you do that and you hit the clean winner, please respond this way. Just don't go crazy. And just almost like, I played doubles with this guy. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, so I miss him dearly, but he's the one guy that I play doubles with that, Brian Cheney, maybe another, but there's just no big deal when they hit what, for me, would feel like a great shot. There's just no kind of over-the-top emotional response, almost like he's a little embarrassed by it. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. Really want to hear your comments, your feedback, your questions down below. And you know what to do. You can take this out in the court and work on your return to serve next time you're out there. Guys, come on out. Get out there. Help someone else have a great time. Have a great day. And I will see you again next time.